Coach, you're a defensive-minded guy, but how impressed are you with this offense?
You know, I thought the thing I was probably proud of the most was I thought the way they responded in the second half to be able to take that last drive and go down there in the fourth quarter when we needed it. Very proud of them. Obviously, I don't feel like that we executed at the level that we did the week before. Third down, I think we were 5 of 16, and we got to get better on third down. And just there was a couple of times down in the red zone, where we had opportunities and we ended up, turning the ball over once in the red zone and had a missed field goal. But I'm very proud of what we're doing offensively, but we can still get a lot better and execute, I believe, at even a higher level.
And then, just talking about Martinez specifically, week 1 he had 88 catches, 2 touchdowns. This week 132 yards. So, what are you thinking regarding his performance?
Well, he's just a football player, number one, and I've known that. I've known and watched Nehemiah since he was at Lubbock Cooper High School, and I've always said this about him. He's one of the most competitive young men that I've been around in a long time. He loves to play the game. He plays it the way it's supposed to be played. He played on 3 special teams. He's covering kicks for us. He's on our punt cover, and he's on our kickoff return, throwing great blocks, making tackles on kickoff, the cover team, and then goes out and does that. Can play slot, can play running back. He's versatile. He's tough, and like I said, he just plays with such a competitive spirit. It's what I've really liked the most about Nehemiah.
And 2 games in, we're seeing record performances. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time you guys have put up 38 points in the first 2 games, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
How can that continue now as you go against Idaho and all these other teams?
Yeah, we really don't get caught up on that. We really just try to stay focused on, executing each and every play, and every play has a life within its own. And when you take that approach, and it's no different than the way we approach every game. We focus on the process to get prepared to play the game, and when you do that, each individual play on offense, defense, special teams, then all of a sudden the outcome is nothing but a byproduct of what we do leading up to that. So we really just focus on execution and make sure that we play each play that like it has a life of its own.
On the other side of the ball, you guys, of course, there's an overtime game, but you gave up 52 points. This week you gave up 24. How do you think you are challenging the defense going forward now?
Yeah, if you look at it at halftime, they had 3 points on the board and they had 150 yards of offense. It started to go south midway through the third quarter. We fumble a punt. We let a ball roll down inside. We don't field a punt. We let it roll to the 1-yard line. So they scored 10 points off of that particular field position. Again, I thought we probably played as well as I've seen us play defensively for 3.5 quarters. We played extremely well. Our guys up front were dominating the line of scrimmage. We were making them earn everything. And then I just felt like it went south a little bit. We kind of lost our concentration a little bit about midway through the third quarter. And we got to be able to play for 60 minutes. But we're a work in progress as you say. But I'm not worried at all. I felt good about the performance. Was disappointed. They got a couple of calls there at the end of the game, a personal foul on. You got a quarterback running the ball, and they call us for a personal foul, and then we stop them on 4th down, and they call us for a PI, which I felt like the receiver was the one that pulled our guy down. So again, I don't like giving up that many points, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's really not about stats to me. It's about winning, and at the end of the day, we won our first conference game, and we won at home.
And my last question, it's still early on, and we're seeing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
How good do you think this team could be?
I think sky's the limit for them. I've said it all summer long. They can become the best team that we've had since during my 3 years here. It's just about going out and doing it. It's about taking the next step, and we've challenged them all the way back since fall camp about is this going to be the team that takes the next step? I mean, we've talked about it. Our home record is 8-3 with three one-score games that we've lost, 1 point, 3 points, 7 points at home. So I mean, we're close, but it's time to take the next step. If you look at it versus non-FBS opponents, I think we're 13-7 in 2 years. 5 of those losses have been by 1 point, 3 point, 3 point, 3 point, and 7 points. So, and I think that we're close. It's just about a matter of continuing to go out this week, prepare, go through the process of getting better as a football team in all 3 phases. And that's what the preseason non-conference games are all about. Continue to compete, but continue to show signs of improvement. So I think if we do that, again, we'll see. We're just going to take them one at a time and go from there. But I do like what I see so far from this team.
Last week you talked about needing to improve the special teams units. What group kind of needs that focus coming into week 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it was pretty evident. Our kickoff coverage, I mean, we got after those guys pretty good this week and challenged them. Just felt like that we were trying to, we played way too conservative, against a top returner week 1. But this past week, I think you saw more of what that unit can become. I mean, they were flying down the field, and I think we got a couple of explosive stops, maybe inside the 25-yard line. So then we got to continue to shore things up. We let a punt. You got to rake the field in our punt coverage. We kind of lost containment over there one time to our right. So and then we got to score. We can't miss field goals when we're down there in that type range. So we just got to make sure we take advantage of that.
Blaine Taylor had kind of a slow game, 2 catches for 15 yards. Was there something off with him or just a tough match?
No, I think it's just, how it goes. I mean, you have a big game week 1, well, then people are going to identify you and maybe do some things conceptually to try to take you away. That's what makes our offense so versatile. Is like, who are you gonna try to stop? I mean, last week it was Blaine Taylor. This week it was Nehemiah Martinez. We got running backs, we got tight ends. So I think it's hard just to focus on one guy, and I think you'll probably see that all year long. It could be any number of 5 receivers, a tight end, any of our running backs that have big game, and it's just a matter of taking what the defense gives you.
You just kind of mentioned it, but Isaiah Johnson, Sam Hicks, and Rowan Banks Jr. are all averaging over 4 yards a carry. What does that mean for a back?
Yeah, they all 3 have such different running styles. They're all 3 explosive in different ways. Isaiah is just, he runs so hard and violent. He's hard to stop. Gets a lot of yards after contact, and then the other 2 are a little bit more explosive, game breaker type running backs. And so I love the combination that we have, and it's kind of a change of pace, mixing those guys in there at various times.
Have you liked how they've been able to use those guys in the passing game as well as the running game?
Yeah, all 3 of those guys, are really good in protection, as well as, they all got really good hands. Rovon and Sam, both. Those guys are kind of a combination of running back / slot receiver, much like the similar skill set as Nehemiah. The versatility of all 3 of those guys it makes us a little bit difficult to defend. And then Isaiah is great in protection, but he can catch the football. Now you got him out in space. Tackling him can be a challenge.
J.J. Henry had kind of a solid introduction to his ACU career against Texas Tech, and then this last week was pretty slow. What is it going to take to get him going? Yeah,
I think that's something that I think just the more and more comfortable he gets within the system, and again, it's about taking what people give you. And if people are they were bracketing the slot the other night, so you're probably going to come off that read a little bit quicker and move the ball around, and therefore just having multiple ways to get those guys the ball and get them in space, and I think as the season goes on, I think you'll see him become more and more explosive.
What are your keys to the game this weekend?
Yeah, I think anytime you go on the road, I think ball security, it's probably been the most disappointing thing to me. We've turned the ball over 3 times in 2 games, and we've only taken it away once, so we're -2 in the takeaway ratio. So I think that's going to be big. I think, defensively we've played really well in the red zone. We've been pretty good on third down through 2 games. Goals or blocked field goals or forced turnovers in the red zone. We've done that through the course of the first 2 weeks on defense. Offensively, we were dynamite week 1 in the red zone, not as good in the red zone this past week. So that's always a critical thing that I look at is, and then getting better on third down. We got to get off the field on third down, and then our offense needs to convert to extend those drives.